it's Heather from Saving Supermom. How are you guys doing? We are back for another video. We're on Vlogmas day 15. Tonight I wanted to talk about our 2026 goals and what this channel is going to look like as far as like content. But I wanted to kind of go through that with you guys. I've been seeing a lot of other creators and budgeters go over their 2026 goals. So I sat down with my husband and we talked about the different goals that we had for this upcoming year. And so let's go ahead and talk about it together. So this is my 2026 budget planner. I sell this on Etsy as a digital download. You get, I believe it was like 48 pages. There's a full calendar, which we are going to be doing together at some point probably either this week or next week. There are different sections. So this is the planner section. I have a little dashboard, and everything is in the US letter size. You can shrink it down, but I love the 11 hole punch happy planner size. So this is the January dashboard, and it's the full layout of the calendar. And then we will hop into, this is the next page, and it's a full sheet of the calendar month. It is undated, so you can date it yourself. And then we've got the week breakdown, so you can go in and highlight what month it is. And then like in the corner, you can put the week date, but these are also undated. You have your weekend coming up, so if you have anything coming up in the next couple of days or the next week that you want to kind of have like a pre-screen of, and then any notes that are important. There's only one copy in the digital download, but I printed out enough for a full month, and I only keep 1 month in here at a time because I don't want it to get too full. And then the next section is the actual like planning of everything. So it comes with the monthly bill reference sheet where you write down all of your bills, the amount, the due date, and then subscription breakdown. This is your reference sheet. So your subscriptions, amounts, due dates for that, and then your monthly bill tracker, amount, the bill, and then January through December. So you kind of just fill in or check off the circles every time you pay for that specific month. And this kind of keeps track so you don't miss any payments. And then you have your unstuffing and reallocation for savings challenges. And then back to bank, which this was from November's back to bank. And then I don't have in here is weekly planning sheets, budget breakdowns, and bill breakdowns, like your cash planning. And then I also have spending trackers, and I love this because you have your date of when you purchase something, the description, the sinking fund category that you have that in. So let's say I went to Walmart and got my daughter some new shoes, so I'll put Walmart shoes, and then I'll take out of her clothing and shoes sinking fund how much it was, and did I use cash or my card. If I used cash, then I don't need to worry about it. If I used my card, then I need to make sure that I highlight that and put that money back into my account so that I don't go in the negative, or that I can pay off the card. And then there's a bunch of other ones, but we are going to focus on the goals. I do have a goals section. There's a meal planning section. There is a home section. So these are all like just daily to-do lists and checklists. Actually, one of my members, Chantel or Tilly, she actually recommended a good idea to laminate this daily sheet so you don't have to keep printing it out every single day. If you laminate it, then you can use a dry erase marker and just wipe it off every single day so you don't have to continue making new ones, which I thought was amazing. And then same with this reset. This is your morning, mid-afternoon, and evening reset to kind of just keep your house tidy and organized. And then this is the reflections and growth. Align your mind with your goals. So we have our goals right here. This is what we're going to be working in. So annual goals, and then your so this is basically just an outline of all of 2026, and then this is where you can break down these goals per quarter. So if you want to make sure that, like, let's say you want to save $2,000, but if you want to break it down per quarter, you have at least $500 by the end of quarter one, $500 by end of quarter two, and so on and so forth, so that by December of 2026, you have your $2,000 and you succeeded in your goal. Or whenever you want that goal to, accomplish. Do you want to kind of be a little bit more broad and have a 10-year goal or a 5-year goal, but you want to break it down per year, and by, let's say you have a 5-year goal of having $10,000, but in order to achieve that, how does your year to year look? Do you want to have, $2,000 saved up by year one, so that if you're saving up $2,000 every single year for 5 years, that's $10,000 right there. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And then I also have this goals and habit tracker, and you can hold yourself accountable every single day. So you just mark off every single day that you are making sure that you're going into your goals sheets and making sure that you're keeping up with your goals. And then you can review everything and kind of rate your efforts of how you think you did once that goal is achieved. And did you achieve it sooner than you thought, or are you right on track with how you thought you were going to do, or are you even behind a little bit and you feel like you need to kind of readjust some things? That's okay too. If you're seeing by end of quarter one that you aren't where you want to be by the end of the year because of what you're doing, then just make sure that you adjust things and then recheck in on quarter two. And I think that's why it's really important to check in per quarter instead of, every 6 months, or you blink and it's already October and you have $2 saved and you really wanted to have, $150 or $200 saved. Obviously you don't want to put yourself down, and you don't want to judge yourself or, kind of look at yourself as if you did something wrong, but definitely putting these goals on paper and holding yourself accountable, you're more likely to achieve whatever goal you have. And it doesn't have to be big. If you wanted to save $100 for a splurge little self getaway or a little couples getaway for, a surprise or whatever, that is perfectly fine too. Or if you want to, I don't know, if you're in college and you want to graduate by the end of the year, then that's an amazing goal as well. So that's what we're going to focus on today, and I'm going to share my goals with you. And I need to find a pen. Okay. So I'm going to take these out. We'll focus on annual goals first. And I have my drink for tonight. It is the Sprite Chill Cherry Lime. It tastes like a Shirley Temple, and it's really, really good. So cheers to goals. Okay, so I'm going to start off with it is December 15th. So your why, this is something that you kind of just, what keeps you motivated every single day. So I think I'm going to skip this for now because I don't really know how to put it into words, but basically my motivator is my kids, my family, my future. I guess I could put that. Okay, so our goals, we came up with 4 goals. So our first goal is to save up for a full year of car and homeowners insurance, and that is roughly $6,000. But we want to be fully funded for 2020, like the following year, like 2027. So 6,000. And then we wanted to have $3,000 for our summer property taxes. And then we wanted $3,000 for our anniversary in October. And then our last goal is we want to have our Lowe's credit card and my credit card paid off. Which I think is roughly $4,000. It's a little bit less, but all right. So mid-year check-in is when we will come back in July and we will see how we're doing for right here. And then the end of the year review is to kind of go back and see how we did. Did we complete any? How far did we get? Etc., etc. So those are my goals. And now to do the quarterly breakdown. So, also, do you like my new mat? I'm obsessed. I found it at Five Below when we were Christmas shopping. It was so cute. It was only $5. I like the waviness of it. Okay, so we'll transfer our goals over here. So I'll do that really quickly. Okay, so for quarter 1, it's about $1,500 15, oops, divided by 3. So that's about $500 a month. And then same for our October anniversary trip. And then I want this to be a little bit different for number 4, but I want to have Lowe's paid off by April 1st, and that was like 900 something, so. Okay. So I'm only going to fill out quarter 1 right now because I want to be able to kind of check in maybe the end of February and see where we're at with everything. Hopefully we will be where the goals are, because these are very, very, very hefty goals, but they are like the most important to us, I think. So I like that. I'm very happy with that. And then I also wanted to share with you my plans going forward with my channel. So I have our sinking funds written down. So they're looking a little bit different than what they are currently. So currently we have this binder and this binder. So this is our family binder, and we kind of just have like everything thrown in here. So we have Harper, Charlotte, those are 2 kids. We have hers and his, which these like never ever get touched, and we want that to change. We have back to school, or our school fund. We have anniversary, vacation, niece and nephew, our dog, the vet, beauty, birthdays, co-pays, prescriptions, yes day, and medical emergency. And then in this one we have Christmas, weddings and babies, tattoos, retirement, homeowners insurance, car expenses, house renovations, garden and pool, property taxes, girls trip, guys trip, Thrive Market, Sam's Club, camper, and emergency fund. So I went through these 2 binders, and I went and sat with my husband, and we decided to change some things up. So I've been watching, I love how Lindsay from Bookish Mama Budgets does her kids binders. I love how Kimmy at Beijing Girl Budgets does her daughter's binder. And I loved how Eva from Budget Your Life and Miranda from Shades Budgets, they all have a travel binder. So I've been taking notes, and I decided that going forward, I'm going to kind of do my sinking funds like a little bit differently than how I was before. So I bought a couple new binders just off of Amazon. I I got my husband his own binder. I got my oldest daughter her own binder. And then I got my youngest daughter her own binder. I already have a binder that I'm going to use for myself, but all 4 of us are going to have our own binder. Then I'm going to have a travel binder, and then I'm going to have a high priority, a low priority, and a Christmas binder. The Christmas binder, I actually am going to take a note from Candy at Stuff and Budget. She broke her Christmas binder down by category. So that's what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure that all of our goals are hit when it comes to Christmas, because Christmas is another huge expense for us every single year. And another big thing that, well, it's not really huge, but another thing that we want to start saving up for the future, because it's going to be so expensive, is specifically travel. So I have the different categories that we're going to need. We are going to be going to Disney World as a family, like I'm talking my dad, my stepmom, all of my brothers, and our kids, everybody. So it's going to be one huge family trip to Disney when the youngest of the grandkids turns 10. And so I believe that is the youngest is turning 2 this coming in 2026. So I believe that's in 8 years. And for the people who have gone to Disney, they know how expensive that is. And to take a family of 4, I'm guessing it's going to be, and with inflation and with this being in about 8 years, it's probably going to be about $20,000. I hope not, but I don't want to not have enough money for it. So I want to start saving up for that. And then on mine and my husband's 20-year anniversary, we are taking a 2-week trip to Germany. And so I want to start saving for that, because that is also in 8 years. And I think we might have to, just so we don't have 2 big trips in 1 year, we might have to make it 21 years. And then I'm going to have a category for our anniversary, which we're doing for this year. Family adventure, which is like just our family trips that we want to take. We have a destination wedding that we are going to in 2027. And we're making that a full week's vacation because, we're going to be in Mexico, so we might as well make a vacation out of it. We want to go on a cruise again eventually, so it's not like a high priority thing, but we do have the itch to be on a cruise again, so that's just going to be a slow grow, and whenever we have money for it is when we're going to plan it to go, hopefully within the next 2 or 3 years. And then I'm going to have a category for just getaways, and that's going to be just for me and my husband, not our whole family. So family adventure and getaways are going to be different. This is just like if me and my husband want to get a hotel for a night or a full weekend or whatever, and it's just us 2. And then girls trips and guys trips, which we already had that category for, but I'm going to put it in a travel binder. And then my binder and my husband's binder look the same as far as categories, but mine is beauty, which is hair and nails, because I want to eventually go and get like pedicures and stuff, but it's not like a high priority. Hair is more important for me. Some spending money, clothes and shoes, birthday, and tattoos. And then my husband's is haircuts, clothes and shoes, birthday, spending money, and tattoos. My kids, I haven't written that down yet. But my kids is going to be clothes and shoes, their future, and then gifting, school. I still have to write it all down, but I am going to be doing a binder setup with you guys as well this month, so you'll definitely be able to see all of it in their own binders in action. So these are kind of just like the ideas of what we're thinking right now. It might change, but I don't really think so. Our high priority binder is going to have property taxes, retirement, which my husband does have a 401k, but since I'm not working, I also want to contribute to retirement. And since I do have my Etsy shop, I am taking a little bit of money from my payouts and putting it in a retirement high yield, or a high yield savings that is labeled retirement, but it's just a bucket. Car expenses, which is everything for car. So, our car insurance, tabs, maintenance, anything we need for a car, homeowner's insurance, emergency fund, and then medical, which medical I want to have enough money for if we needed to go to the emergency room or if we needed to go to urgent care, whatever we need. And then low priority is weddings and babies. That's not really going to be a super big high priority just because I think we only have probably about 2 weddings coming in our future, but our friends are having babies, so we need, money for baby showers and stuff. Our dog Luna, that's going to be, that right now has 2 different envelopes. We're going to just put it into one envelope. So her vet and her grooming is going to be in one together, and her food as well. House renovations is going to have a category. Garden and pool, which I do grow. I have a vegetable garden, and then we do have a pool. Camper, we do have a goal to eventually get a camper. It's not like it's probably closer to like a 5-year goal, but we do want to have one. Our niece and nephews, this is basically for birthdays or if we want to spoil them or whatever. Hosting, if we ever host an event, whether we need food for it or beverages or whatever. And then holidays, and that's going to be everything except for Christmas, which we don't really do much for holidays. I think Halloween is probably our second most expensive outside of Christmas. And that's just because they do a bunch of activities in the school, and we do the costumes and the candy and decorations and all that stuff. And then as far as like any other holiday, like Thanksgiving, Easter, we make a dish for whatever event we're going to, and I typically just budget that in that week's grocery budget. But if I can throw $20 in and kind of just keep it there until that holiday, then that's cool too. And then Christmas, I'm going to have a category for me, my husband, my daughter Harper, my daughter Charlotte, Secret Santa, which is with my family, we do Secret Santa, so me and my husband each have our own person. And then school, which my daughter does the Santa shop at the school. And then our niece Emma, our nephew Aiden, our nephew Isaiah. Family fun, so this would just be like anything we're invited to, whether it's a get together or if we want to go to see some Christmas lights, and it's like we go through the drive-through ones and you pay to go through, or whatever we want to do. And then also for food, because we love to bake cookies all throughout December. We go to different events pretty much all of December, and we usually bring something a dish to pass. So those are my categories for that. I don't have any plans to get decorations. We just reuse the same decorations every year because I do have my, like, I guess, aesthetic goals that I've always wanted my Christmas to look. We already have all of that, so I don't really need anything new. If we were to get anything new, it would probably be like a new blow up or some decorations for outside. But I can always pull from Family Fun for that, because I feel like that's like, I don't know, kind of also like a miscellaneous category. So those are my new categories and goals. Let me know down in the comments below what your goals are, and how you plan on doing for your 2026. How does your 2026 look for you? Are you doing anything different, or are you kind of just keeping things the same? But I am really curious. I want to know what your goals are. And yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I cannot wait to start saving up with you guys in 2026. I think it's going to be really exciting, and I cannot wait to see how we do with these goals. I feel like they're pretty achievable, but they are really high goals. So especially the $6,000 is really high and really intimidating, but I want to utilize savings challenges for that. So I'm going to definitely be using this channel for major accountability. So I'm really excited. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so you can keep going on this journey with me and help keep me accountable and support me. And I, in return, will support you in whatever goals you have in the comments. But I just appreciate you all. And I hope you always remember that you are amazing, you are worthy, and you are more than enough. And I will see you in the next video.